was so stupid. The whole thing was so stupid.
Is it an animated short or something?
Yes. There's like multiple episodes of it. It's actually quite silly. It made me think of like old Newgrounds days.
Yeah, I got you.
Like when they had all those Flash movies. Anyway, everybody, welcome to another episode of Specrapular. I'm going to probably edit that part out. But
someone just brought that up, and I was like, my stupid friend,
Newgrounds?
Brandon. Well, just those old shorts.
Okay, the Flash.
Like the YouTube shorts that are offensive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, my stupid friend Brandon used to make me watch those, so I'm aware of a few of them.
I wouldn't make you watch it. I would just pin you down and then make you watch them. Yeah.
Hold my eyeballs open.
Yeah, I would fucking...
Clockwork Orange.
Thank you. God, I would use the hooks. I wouldn't use the regular hooks that you would put for. I would use actual like fish hooks. And open your eyes open.
Yeah.
So that way you bleed a little bit. That tastes really bad.
Why would you?
What is that
those?
flavor?
LaCroix.
Black raspberry.
Fucking,
Yeah. It's work. Okay, it doesn't matter. So, Mike, how are you?
I'm all right.
I didn't do the intro for our fucking podcast, so I'm just, oh my God. The last episode was fucked up. You know what it is? It's fucking Megan. It's always, Megan. Get a little closer to the microphone. Remember I was just talking about that?
It's right here.
That was not close
You
enough.
just told me.
How about this? Talk. Let me just hear you talk. 1, 2, and go.
And testing 1, 2. Testing.
That's good.
Testing 1, 2.
That's perfectly fine.
That's how I talk every time.
That was not how you talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally, no one has ever said,
this is
Mike,
Megan's fault.
Megan, you're not loud enough.
Damn it.
Can you step it up a notch?
No, they're like, hey.
Literally, no one's ever said
that. They're like, hey,
ever.
Brandon, can you tell Mike to fucking man up? And I'm like, guys, he is so manly already.
Yeah.
Like, that man is full of hair.
My fucking balls are out already. What else do you want from me?
I mean, it's funny. It's interesting, everybody. One nut is on each side of his short leg. Like, they're hanging out. And let me tell you this. These are 10-inch inseams. So his balls hang so far down. Not like mine, a 5-inch inseam.
I just saw
double that.
A little thing. Some guys.
Was it your dick? Okay, I'm too quick, buddy. I'm too on it right now. Let me talk about the
I can see it when I'm standing up. No, some guy was doing like super fancy origami.
Okay.
I was like, oh, look at this stupid man I made. And then like, it's 2 years progression. He made a fucking David statue, but it was an origami. I'm like, how long it took him to do the little dick?
I think
with paper.
It took him 69 minutes. I think the only thing I can make out of origami is a boulder. So anyway, welcome everybody to Scrapular.
I made meatball from Aqua Teen
Hunger. Yeah. There's what else? There's Frylock and
Shake.
Master Shake. Anyway, welcome everybody to Specrapular, a podcast that talks about movies and shit, mostly shit. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Aquino, but I am joined by my best friend and confidant, Mike Vera.
Hey, Brandon, what's up?
Hey, dude. How you doing,
It's fucking perfect, right?
That was the epitome of what.
Get ready, everybody. I'm coming in hot all day.
Yeah, you gotta strap yourself in and feel those G's.
Yeah.
Mike, what movie are we doing?
Fucking Brandon complain all day.
Yeah.
Today we're doing the classic from 1987, Spaceballs. Directed by Mel Brooks. Written by, I didn't look it up. All right, so normally I have a notebook and I forgot it today.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The notebook Mike uses, everybody, is literally orange fucking cone orange.
Yeah.
And he forgot it. The one thing he had to bring besides himself and his sharp personality and wit, and he didn't bring it. Now, I feel like, Mike, you would forget your head if it wasn't attached to your body.
Yeah, that's a very old-timey saying.
Yeah, I was talking about your dick.
Yeah.
Not so much, because it's typically in your hand. So much. Hold on really quick, before you continue that. Mike and I have been sending each other a couple of clips of Jiminy Glick. And I was trying to practice a Jiminy Glick impersonation, too. Like, Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about you? And I can't do it that well.
Yeah, that was okay.
I need to practice it a little better. But Jiminy Glick is Martin Short.
Yes.
And you asked me, or we kind of went back and forth a little bit about it, like if we thought that he was just riffing or if he had these things written out. And I think he just riffs. I
think some of them where he's like looking at the page, not that he's reading
to remind
them.
him, like there's like a one word or something.
Maybe, but like when he's like saying a couple of them are like standards that he always goes to.
Like, who are you? Like I wanted a celebrity and we got you.
Yeah, like, no, this is a good change because normally I interview celebrities.
Yeah.
This is a nice, like, that's his go-to.
Like Bill Hader.
Or like when he shakes someone's head, he's like, someone have hot dogs? Like, he always says that, but it's good stuff.
Or he'll devour food if it's like nearby. Yeah, super
so like, but like, and then some of the zingers, I think they're like at least pre-thought of or whatever like that. But then with the interaction with the person, that's where he improvises and it just fucking nails
Well, because there was the one, again, I sent it to you. You sent me the link to the Bill Maher, and I can't stand Bill Maher, but he had said to Jiminy, he's like, oh, and you lost your virginity to he said a pool boy or something like that, or a ball boy, and then Martin Short, like, Like he kind of like he broke for a second and like kind of laughed about it, but he had a zinger right back.
Yeah.
And like when I see Martin Short and Steve Martin, which is too many Martins.
Yeah.
When they
I just call him Steve Martin Short.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
When they interact, like you could tell they're best friends.
Of course.
And they just riff hard. And I think I told you I was watching that like Christmas special they did, and I was like, this just makes me think of you, on how even though a lot of it's probably, oh for sure, practiced.
Yeah.
But like I'm sure there's some riffing in there occasionally, and it's just so sharp. Like again, I'm sure there's practice in it, but it seems like it's not even practiced because just how their friendship is. But I just want to say that that has nothing to. I mean, I don't know. He's in the way he makes fun of Conan, Martin Short.
Oh, he
like
fucking annihilates him.
Yeah,
Awesomely.
and Conan loves it.
Yeah, of course.
But fuck, like
Well, they're friends too. So
right. I would hope. If you're making fun of someone like that and you're not friends, imagine the jokes that I tell you, and it's someone that I knew like meeting them for the first time. Like I don't know if they're gonna go for that. Like the dick jokes, and then obviously
It's funny thinking of people like at work, where I think
naked.
Nude when I'm alone in bed at
Yeah.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
No, but because every company has their like sexual harassment policy, and you can't make jokes and stuff like that. But it's funny thinking about the people like at work who you can actually joke with versus the people who are like, I probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Because it's sent to yourself. It's funny.
Well, there any restaurant job that I've worked at, which is two, they do the sexual harassment training, right? It's like nobody cared. Like especially the back of house, like they don't give a fuck. Like the things that they're saying, like, hey, look at that girl over there, and it's like, hey man, I think they might be able to hear you. He's like, I don't give a fuck, and they're just like, oh, that chick has some big tits. I'm like, and like as much
You
as that,
just lower yourself below the counter.
yeah, I'm gonna go back over here where the front of house is, but. Anyway, so this movie,
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Let's talk about it. So Mel Brooks,
Directed by Mel Brooks, written by Mel Brooks, Thomas Meehan, and Ronnie Graham, who was the priest.
Okay.
I didn't know that until I saw him and it showed his picture as the priest. I'm like,
perfect.
okay, well there you go. From 1987.
I do like that he did the commentary. She's walking down the aisle and she's going outside of the door, and like I thought that was
She's
good.
going down the road.
Yeah.
So a star pilot for hire and his trusty sidekick must come to the rescue of a princess and save planet Druidia from the clutches of the evil Spaceballs.
Spot on.
Yeah.
It's pretty spot on.
Pretty spot on.
So first thought, Mike.
So
what
Spaceballs, a spoof of, I don't know, All Stars.
any star
Star
related
Trek, Star
sci-fi?
Wars,
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Well, my first note before I get to the other question I was going to say to you was Mel Brooks had asked.
Oh, wait, I didn't say who's in it.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
God damn it, Brandon.
Idiot.
Starring,
This are like two things that I asked for you each
Yeah.
episode. Okay, go ahead.
well, one, to love you.
Okay.
Which I'll never stop doing that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Our hearts are just no.
Sorry.
Oh, did Mike die? Don't say that because our hearts are just no.
Mel Brooks as President Scrooge, Yogurt, John Candy as Barf, Rick Moranis as Dark Helmet, Bill Pullman as Lone Star, Daphne Zuniga as Princess Vespa, Dick Van Patten as King Roland, and there you go. Pretty much all you need to know.
Joan.
Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers
as
is that Dot?
Dot.
Okay.
Dot Matrix.
So with what I was saying before you were talking about the characters, that Mel Brooks had asked George Lucas for kind of permission, and Lucas was like, "Yeah, as long as you don't sell merchandise, as long as you don't actually like sell something, then I'm good." Because it's pretty more close to Star
Which
Wars.
I don't think he has to. Like, if
Right.
it's parody, I
Right.
think you're free to do whatever the fuck you want. But okay.
But obviously they're pretty close to what they're doing, right? The Schwartz, but it's like they're using lightsabers or using a Force, and they joke about it. The Force, no, the Schwartz.
Yeah.
So it's like it's more leaning towards Star Wars than it is anything else.
Yeah, 100%.
And then the other thing I was going to say is, or ask you, do you like this movie?
I love it so much.
It's so good. I don't think there's a Mel Brooks movie that I don't like. Producers,
True.
Young Frankenstein.
But it's funny, like critically acclaimed wise, I think it's always Producers, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles that gets the most recognition, and they're great. But I think I've just seen Spaceballs more times, and it's just closer to my heart, so it's number one for me. Just because I saw it, I don't know how many times growing up. Again, I don't remember if we had the VHS or something. We must have because I saw it a bajillion times.
And they're not taking you to the theater to watch this every time.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. I like silent movie a lot though too.
Yeah,
In History of the
yeah, yeah.
World. Great ones.
But I mean, like in the order
Right,
of
of
respect,
popularity.
like, this is lower probably than most of those. Probably above
well, if you
Dracula Dead and loving it, but
with those three that you said, right? So let's just say it's Blazing Saddles, not in an order, but Blazing Saddles, Producers, Young Frankenstein. Which one's your favorite of those three?
of those three, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, for sure. Now let's just say you
Young
include-
Frankenstein, then Blazing Saddles, then producers for me.
I would say the same. I've seen
because I like producers, but it's just so much yelling. It's so much yelling.
It is, but
Both
also
of them.
Gene Wilder. Like
Yeah.
Gene Wilder's in 2 of those, so it's kind of like. And Gene Wilder, I didn't watch his documentary yet on Netflix, but I want to.
It seems like it's gonna make me sad.
I probably because he's dead. First and foremost, spoiler
What?
alert. Yeah, but he just I don't know that guy Gene Wilder. Just from what I had read about him, just always the most pleasant dude.
Yeah.
but I'm sure there's some secrets in there somewhere. Anyway,
Dungeon wise, you speaking of?
yeah, hidden cave.
Yeah.
Barbarian style.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I really
Did we do that movie?
We did
No,
not.
we didn't.
We did not. No, we did not. I'm not opposed to it. You know what we should do? We should do Teeth. That one's fucked up. Human Centipede. Something like fucked up.
Okay.
Like for this Halloween, for our Halloween spot. You know what, guys? Because our season's a little past halfway done. We should really do something for our 100th episode. But
Ooh, when's that coming up?
we're in like the 70s right now.
Oh, okay. We got
So yeah,
this.
we got some time. We got another fucking season, 2 seasons.
That's fucking. I mean, I'm not good at math. That's like
Yeah.
2041 probably.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. We're in the 70s, I think, like 74 episodes. But we should do something fun for that.
So you mean next week's gonna be the 75th spectacular?
Let me tell you the exact number. I will tell you the exact number as you discuss this. So, do you think a lot of Mel Brooks or in this movie was ad-libbing, or do you think this was strict to a script?
Oh, you know what? I don't think back then that was as big. Because I'm not disrespecting it.
Right.
Because it's good. But I think there was too much emphasis on like, oh, we just let the cameras roll and we just let these guys do what they want to do.
Right.
When it came to like the Judd Apatow, Adam McKay style, Knocked Up or Anchorman thing, where
Yeah.
and everyone's so proud of themselves, which they're funny guys, I get it. And you have like fucking guys like Danny McBride like going off, like of course that's
Love
funny,
me a Danny McBride.
right? But like to the point where it's like, I don't know, what are you just disrespecting the script? Like there's a reason
Yeah.
movies have scripts. Like it's okay to have a script and have the script be funny.
Which is
So when it comes to like ad-libbing here, maybe a joke or two, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly. I haven't read the script, but probably more written than ad-libbed. That's just me though. That's what I think.
and I wouldn't disagree, only because you're right. Like for people like even Quentin Tarantino, from my understanding, like he's like stuck with it. Like you got to do this script as it's written. And I'm sure there's many directors or screenwriters that are like that, but still,
It's funny. There's probably like an interview with Mel Brooks, like where he's like, "Oh yeah, it's so much ad-libbing." I just don't.
I know, right?
I haven't.
Yeah,
done
what the fuck
research.
do we
I don't
know?
Yeah.
What do we fucking know? So this tells me that this is. There we go. Let
I
me
kind of forgot what you're looking up to.
I was looking up the episodes, the total episodes that we've done, and I literally just saw it, and now I can't find it again. So I'm sorry, everybody. I'll figure it out. But either way, I
At
think
some
it's
point
in
we're
the
doing
70s.
this, at least the 75th episode, spectacular.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then 100th, acular, spectacular,
Yeah.
specrapular. But anyway, I would say people start suggesting Halloween episodes now, because I think this season's going to be done before. Oh, you know what? Yeah, this season will be done before Halloween.
October.
But so when we're starting up again, that's when it'll kind of line up to that.
Oh, you know
So-
what's funny? That's kind of like The Simpsons, because it's always like The Simpsons have like one episode, and then like the second episode of the season is the Halloween
Okay.
episode.
Okay. That's the what do they call it? The Simpsons Halloween special? I think is what it was.
Treehouse of Horrors.
Treehouse of Horrors. God damn.
on,
it.
dude.
I know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Fucking
So we'll do something, but people start
plaid
suggesting
shirt wearing
horror
motherf-
movies now. Horrors. And we'll see what we can do. So we've already done Hellraiser. We've done The Descent. And
Hereditary.
Hereditary was not a Halloween special, though. We just did
We
that.
just did it?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
So anyway,
It's a good movie.
it is a great movie. So everybody make your suggestions. Also for the 100th episode. Maybe it could be something fucking stupid. Like,
Okay.
Like something Megan suggests. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So,
Love you, Megan.
so literally any word out of her mouth.
Yeah. I'm surprised you can hear words out of her mouth while that hair wafting around. That's just her hair. Like when she's talking, that's what I hear is the hair going around her mouth. Anyway.
You know, and like 10 seconds ago, I was like, "Hey, there's a lot of hair on my microphone." We talked about my pubic hair.
Yeah. It's likely.
Yeah.
Just a gray pube. So let me see. The spaceship that went by at the beginning of the movie, humongous. Obviously, that's the joke of it.
I think it was 14 feet long.
Jesus
and they've
Christ.
crafted it.
Do you like Rick Moranis?
in general or in this movie?
In this movie.
Because the answer is yes to both.
Okay, that's fair.
He's so fucking angry the entire movie.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
His facial expressions are really good. Even his Admiral, great facial expressions that they do and stuff like that. Like,
prepare the ship. Prepare the ship.
It's just so good. And, you know, you got to like the guy, too, because he's a good person, right? His wife, unfortunately, passed away, and he quit acting.
Ricks?
Yeah.
Oh, to take care of the kids.
To take care of the kids. And
Damn,
so
him and Martin Short? Mm-hmm. That sucks.
So they got to be adults by now, but buddy, get back in the fucking thing. But another fun fact, which Mike and I, after we decided we're doing this movie, was it was announced that they're starting to work on Spaceballs 2.
Yeah.
Which is going to star everybody's favorite Josh Gad. At least I like him. I don't know. Do you like Josh Gad? Okay. I think he's enjoyable. He's silly. And
As who?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a continuation.
Maybe like Lone Star's son or something?
Maybe. Well, he's still alive, Bill Pullman. And it's just John Candy that's not. The princess is still alive.
Daphne?
Yeah, Mel Brooks is still alive. It's just Joan that's passed. Unfortunately. John, I mean, he passed a long time ago. Would that be in the late 90s he passed? Or was that early 2000s, do you think?
I don't remember.
Okay. I remember it was the day of Canada's morning. But just like Rick Moranis is also Canadian. And Martin Short. But I also greatly like Rick Moranis. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Little Shop of Horrors. I keep not saying horrors. Little Shop of Horrors. Because that's how we say it.
Horror, yeah.
Horrors. Can you name any other Rick Moranis? Yeah. Any other Rick Moranis movies?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
No, Ghostbusters.
Ah, fuck.
I mean, SCTV. I mean, all of them are on there.
That's Canadian. I don't get that.
Okay. That's
I've actually been...
There's a bit... Am I wearing... No, I'm not wearing it. I normally have a Michael McDonald t-shirt on. But there's a bit of him playing Michael McDonald like in the studio.
Yeah.
Like running to do the chorus for... I think it's Ride Like the Wind by Christopher Cross. So you go... He goes, such a long way to go. And then he runs out of the studio. He's like, oh shit, I gotta go. And he runs like, such a long way to go. It's so stupid.
Well, you would think you could just loop it, right?
Yeah,
like you could do that now. You could just go.
But he goes out and talks. He's like, oh shit. He has to run back in and do it again. It's funny.
Yeah. I like silly. I like jokes.
Yeah.
So Rick Moranis is great. Spaceballs is great.
To the point, especially in this, if I may cut you off, which I normally do, there are jokes to this day that I say like probably every day of my life because of this movie.
Like what?
Like his. So like when he says, he's like, oh, sir, you should buckle up. He's like, buckle this. Like anytime. So like anyone tells me to do anything, like, grab this. And I just buckle this, whatever it is. Like, I'll climb up here. I climb this. Like, no matter what it is, that's my response. Again, to the point of like, oh, I better watch who I'm saying this to because they might not understand that it's a joke.
Yeah.
Which I have done. I was like, oh, and it's very cringy. So I have to apologize, but it's a good
I've
time.
said ludicrous speed a few times that people don't get, which that wasn't a big joke in the movie, but they've gone plaid.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Wait, that's not a big joke in the movie?
I don't think it's as big as other ones.
That whole bit is a huge part of this movie.
Well, I think my favorite bit out of this whole thing was the when, who, and now. I really enjoy that. Like, because it's only Rick Moranis that's like, who? Like, he's the only one that's not in it. And it's just, to me, it's good.
Wait, is that different than the Spaceballs the movie bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's when they're looking back at the camera and stuff like that. And I thought, and they're going through all the Mel Brooks classics, and they're putting in.
But he goes,
yes, it does. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, we're now.
Yeah, we're
What
now.
about then?
Now.
Yeah,
Just passed. When will then be now? Soon.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. So it must be slightly different. But
Yeah,
okay,
I think it's a little after that where he's getting upset.
Yeah.
Just a smidge after it. But let me go back on my notes. So Rick Moranis. So they want her. Okay, did Spaceball people, the bad guys, did they want her to get married? Because I was confused by that.
Yeah, the beginning's a little confusing, but it's again plot stuff. Like it doesn't really need to matter.
Who needs a plot?
Well, because their plan was to kidnap her, because it says in the scroll to kidnap her in order to blackmail the king to get the code for the airlock.
Oh, so then they would have been leaving anyway to leave the airlock, and they would have kidnapped her from there.
Well, that's the thing. Like, how would they? It does not explain how they were planning on kidnapping her. She just so happened they kind of ran into good fortune where she ran away and left the planet, whereas really their plan would have involved somebody either sneaking into the planet or somehow enticing her to leave the planet. But it's one of those things where like, all right, this is our plan. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna come out here, and then the person just walks up like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh shit,
Yeah, fuck. They don't know.
So that's just the beginning of the. So it's probably just not really planned, explained very well.
My thought was this. So I was like, wait. So they want her to get married, and then she bails, right? She dips out with Dot, and then they're like,
the Spaceballs has nothing really to do with the marriage,
right? But I think what they were going to do is wait for her to get married, because then that ship she got into was going to be her just married ship, and they were going to leave the planet anyway. So that's what I think they would have intercepted them there. Likely would have had the dumb sleepy guy with them, Dopey, or sleepy. He was sleepy. God, I fucked that up. I said Dopey. And then but then instead, since she left a little earlier, like, hey,
Princess Valium, right?
Something like that, yeah, because she's Druidia, and Valium makes you a little sleepy. So that's funny. And the Perrier, but it was Perrier. That's so good. That's fucking good. So anyway,
or tomorrow, it's a very Simpsons joke. Like, oh, today the royal wedding, tomorrow bingo.
Yeah, bingo's coming back. Yeah, which is great. But even the woman in the screen, like when he's taking a piss later, she kind of like looks down for a second.
She's very pretty.
Yeah, and she
real Brigitte
Nielsen.
Brigitte
Nielsen for sure. Seems very like just German, Russian, like just Russian was what she is. But like if she dies, she dies. Yeah. So there's no way Joan is in that robot costume, right?
It was not.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's see here. Do you think arranged marriages are a good thing, a bad thing, and explain why you're and explain your controversial thought on that, Michael?
I didn't know I was going to get asked this question, so I don't really have deep thoughts on this or not.
I don't think
for the most part, I'd say no.
Okay.
But I do believe the divorce rates for arranged marriages are like super low.
Yeah.
But I think that's just like a cultural thing. Like,
and it's like
divorce is just frowned upon, so they don't do it. But doesn't mean they're happy marriages.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, that's not part of my culture, so
that's fair.
I cannot answer that question.
It's a troubling question too, because you want to just make sure, are they both consenting adults? Because if it's an adult and a child, absolutely the fuck not.
Right.
It's like a 42-year-old man and a 14-year-old child.
Those pictures from like 1930.
Yeah.
It's like some 14-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Of like, that's gray haired dude. Like,
yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. Having kids in like a year, if that, and expected to just take care of a child that you're only 12 years older than. Yeah. Like that's fucking nuts. But again, if they're consenting adults and they want their family to take care of it, who am I to fucking say? But again, if it's a weird age kind of thing, not weird. I'm sorry, very rape kind of thing, absolutely not. So Mike, what's your controversial take on that again? I'm sorry. Let's see what I say.
It is funny that you mentioned that. It's interesting to think, because who knows you better than the people around you? But it also depends on how honest you are with the people around you, because I have some dark
I'm aware,
demented thoughts.
Yeah, trust me. Remember the time you came to my house and you're like, hey man, we got to go do this thing, you can't tell anybody about it. I'm gonna have to delete this part out of the podcast because they can't know, but you can't ask me questions about it. And I'm like, whose car are we taking? So but
you know what I'm saying though? Like if you're not
honest with yourself and those around you, how do you know how can they set you up with somebody or something?
Right.
And you've been set up before. And like you've been set up with people, and how did that go?
Well, I mean, once I got out of that trunk, after 3 days,
once you got out of you're naked, naked and afraid in the fucking desert in the trunk of a car,
which is weird because normally I'm naked and happy.
Yeah,
but running around down the street.
Well, happy until you finish, until you climax,
with my ankles tied. Just doing like the waddle down.
Yeah, and then the dildo's still stuck in your butt. They'll shake it out a little bit, but it's dry and crusty inside.
Well, no, they put the plug in your mouth and put the tape around it. That just gets uncomfortable after a while.
Well, they got to put the 8-inch dick in your mouth, and then they tape around your mouth.
Yeah,
so
which is rude.
It's like it's a face hugger from Alien. They're just pushing that fucking baby down in your.
Have you seen that trailer?
Of course I have.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll see. What's interesting is the newer trailer. I'm not as turned down as the alien going for the kid's mouth compared to the other one where the girl's getting the thing taken out of her mouth. I'm just kidding, by the way. But at the same time, though, we talked about it, that it's just that shot, right, of an alien basically putting its dick in your mouth. Yep. Like it's very invasive. It's very rape. It's very like just disgusting.
Yeah.
But like, there's many people that would probably like seeing that kind of stuff, and I'm not judging that. Like, if that's the kind of thing you like, but it's
which I believe I've seen like horror documentaries talking about that sort of thing. It's like an evolution of Dracula, where like Dracula is like biting the neck, but it's really like it's an assault on a woman. And then like the alien's like it's literally just
a huge.
yeah.
That's a big step. Like that's like 8 steps higher.
Well,
than what
I mean,
Dracula is.
we're going from like 1930 whatever
Yeah.
to 1979 whenever.
Yeah.
Alien came out. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, did you see the new trailer for fucking Nosferatu?
Yeah.
I mean, Willem Dafoe. Yeah, I mean, that guy just.
He looks handsome.
Well, he's not an ugly dude.
Yeah.
He's just very charismatic with his face.
Yeah.
Like he's very. You know what he's feeling when you look at his face, and typically it's.
They were my
favorite.
favorite. I probably said this last time we talked about it, but they were my favorite part of the Spider-Man movie. All the
villains coming back?
Villains coming back.
Yeah.
But not only that, but like them, they did a good job. Like Alfredo Molina was like good, and then he was really good.
I like that you called him Alfredo, opposed to Alfred.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, he goes by Alfred, but you're right. That is his name, but he goes by Alfred.
thinking of it like that.
Yeah. No, you're right. The villains were a great part of it, but I did like the interaction with Tobey Maguire and Alfred Molina because that was really cute, and he was just like, I'm just doing what I can. And he's like, my boy,
My man.
my man. Okay.
Okay.
But anyhow, I heard that the pizza costume was extremely heavy and very hot.
Oh.
And who was that in there again? That was
Dom DeLuise, I think?
Yeah, you could tell his voice. Like it's just undeniable. But I heard
The
that
costume
it was,
seems cool. The tongue was gross.
because that was just his chin. But like,
is that?
yeah, because that was his chin when he would talk. You could see a little bit his mouth open, but it was
Okay.
it was just his
and they
chin.
just put
Yeah.
a prosthetic on it. Okay. It reminded me of the Triceratops tongue in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So that was kind of gross.
Oh, she's sick. Yeah. Let's go through this shit.
It's a one big pile of shit.
She's tenacious.
You dig a dinosaur?
You have no idea. Let's see here. Also, who was the fucking MTV VJ next to them? The
Oh,
robot?
I don't know. I can
Okay.
kind of look it up, but
But like when he was doing the part where he was eating him, I was like, I don't remember this. Like,
Oh, yeah,
that was I did not remember that at all.
You're
And-
delicious.
yeah, and he's getting like the pizza shit on his face and stuff like that. And I was
messing
like,
up his makeup.
Yeah, I was
so
like,
that's
what-
probably improvised. Like at the very end to start
Yeah,
eating him
yeah.
and mess up the makeup. Yeah.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah,
All
do
right.
something, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. I would not want a video to just turn on. So with Mel Brooks being the president of Spaceballs, when the woman would just appear on a wall,
Mm-hmm.
I would not like that. Like to just boop, like pop up. I would be like, I need to say yes or no to this kind of fucking conversation first. Because if you're just popping up and she can see me, then who knows what I'm doing. And most of the time I'm gonna be jacking off.
Yeah.
So like I don't want you looking in there.
No.
No, absolutely not. So who was it?
I don't see.
Was it Tech Money? The MTV VJ. Oh no, he was on Real World. Remember, he was in Van Wilder. He was like the friend of Van Wilder. Wasn't that Tech Money
I don't
or T
remember
Money?
that.
Yeah, because it was you had shit. That's Harold and Kumar guy.
Yeah. Penn.
Penn. I was gonna say
Cal
Teller.
Penn.
Yeah, Cal Penn. Because he was an Obama advisor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But he was. There's the Rise of Taj. I think was technically the second one.
sounds
Of that.
terrible.
It was horrid. Anyway, let's see what other. Because since you don't have your book here, Mel is old as shit. Like he's
Now?
in his 90s.
Yeah, super duper old.
Yeah, but I mean, he still got it. I saw an interview that he did like a year ago. I mean, he's still pretty sharp. Let's see. How does the king know who Lone Star is? Because he just called Lone Star and was like,
Right.
"Help me." Like, how does he know who that
I think it's
person
one
is?
of those things, like as in Star Wars. Not exactly, but Star Wars starts on Episode 4.
Yeah.
So there's a history there.
Yeah. A
Han
lore.
Solo being a fucking
Smuggler.
So he just has a history of it, and maybe the king has used him before to carry out various tasks.
Sure. I mean, that's fair.
That's it. I'm just assuming.
Right. And there's no explanation of it.
No,
So it's just kind of
no
like,
need.
it's like, we need to get her, like, because she calls help for dad. And then he just
Like he's a
immediately calls
wanted or known guy, a known commodity. So
Yeah.
yeah, they'll use him.
a felon.
Yeah.
Some would say, yeah, a criminal. Let's see here. We got this thing. Oh, so when the king's trying to hire him, and he's like, hey, we'd love to do it. We just got this thing against death.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, we just got this thing against death, and it makes me think of how you and I had a bit where you're like, you could die dead, like, and it makes no sense.
No.
Especially if you spell dead DED, like
Yeah.
that'd be fucking good too. Let's see.
He's a dead man. D-E-D, dead.
Dead. Radar guy is from Police Academy, right? What was his name?
Winslow?
Michael Winslow.
Did you ever see him doing A Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin?
No, I have not.
Oh,
He does the whole song of just the
well, he
instruments.
does the guitar riff, and I
Okay.
think he has an effect on his voice. Wow. It sounds fucking badass.
Well, like that's what he's known for, right? Like his
Sound effects.
Yeah. So like spot on with what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ. But it's like it makes me think of beatboxers.
The creeps and the sweeps. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Is Eagle 5 a reference to anything?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not
what it
nerdy
is
enough
either.
to know that.
Yeah, I'm not on it with that. I'm sure there's some kind of YouTube video about all the references and things you missed.
Oh, of course.
And are you watching Arcolite yet? Acolyte.
Acolyte?
Yeah.
No.
The first episode, I was like, all right, I'll give it another try. Second episode, I was like,
I still haven't watched the what's the prison one? That was really good.
Oh my
with
God.
Diego Luna.
You didn't watch fucking. I was gonna say Aragon. I know that's not right. You didn't watch
Endor?
Yeah, Indoor. No, Andor.
Andor.
Yeah, it's with an A, not an E. But it was great.
What's
though.
the Ewok planet?
That's Ewokville.
It's Endor, right?
Yeah.
And then Andor's-
they beat the Empire with fucking rocks and sticks and shit.
Is where Princess Leia's from, right?
Well, it's gone now. We don't talk about that.
Oh,
'cause
no,
all
that's,
those billions of people are dead.
Alderaan.
Yeah,
I'm getting all my shit mixed up.
it's okay. And what's
Where's
the one?
Andor then?
Well, which one's the Vulcan? That's not good. Which one was your question? I'm sorry.
I forgot.
Andor.
No, I forgot.
Okay. Well, Diego Luna ones is really good too. I believe they finished second season a little bit ago, so they're probably just in the editing process now or doing pickups.
I didn't know. I keep seeing advertisements for The Bear. Bear's on its third
The
season.
whole season came out. Yeah.
I didn't watch the second season.
Oh, okay.
I'm a fucking dipshit.
Well, I remember when they announced it, I was like, wow, they're going to do the whole season at once again. So that's great because I typically prefer that. So the whole season's available now. But like,
I don't mind the waiting.
well,
I'm bad about watching shit anyways.
Yeah.
So like having it all like
Amazon makes you wait.
this gives me time to not watch it.
Yeah. Even more time to not
Yeah,
watch it.
more time.
Well, like even
But if I start late, I'm like, oh, at least I'm only 3 episodes back as opposed to fucking 12. or
yeah.
whatever.
You didn't. That means you haven't seen Fallout yet, right?
Oh God, no.
It's really good.
That didn't look good to me.
It's
I
good.
came into your house and you were naked watching it. And I was like, that
Yeah.
doesn't look good.
Well-
then I turned to the TV. I said, that also does not look good.
I really would have liked it if you said, "Well, that looks great," and then I looked at the TV and I was like, "Oh, that looks bad." So you're watching me, jack off, spread eagle, and so you can see not only my asshole and my sack, but
Jack up on all fours.
yeah, I jack off on my knees. I jack off straight to the ground. I have a pee mat on the ground, and I just jack off onto it. Anyway,
Use one of your cats.
yeah, I'll be like,
Scoop out the
no, I just fold it up and then just toss it
okay.
away. Yeah, it's one-time use. So anyway,
That's disgusting.
yeah, it is.
Fucking
You're a disgusting piece of shit.
God.
You're a vile human being.
I can't
You
believe I do this fucking show with you.
You fucking rat
Fucking
bastard.
disgusting.
Rat
Despicable.
bastard. Rat bastard is a double insult
Yeah.
because not only are you a rat,
Yeah.
but you're a fucking rat
Bastard.
from wedlock. Like you fucking asshole. But anyway, so let's see here. The Eagle 5 reference, don't know. The raspberry pull-in face. Oh, okay. So when he says, we'll do raspberry, and then the camera pulls in on Rick Moranis, and the guy, the Admiral sees, looked at and he pulls away a
Yeah.
little bit. Super silly. I don't know why it's dumb, but it's like in a good dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
but
it's meta, right?
self-aware,
Like they're
yes.
aware
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them being filmed. Yeah.
let's see here. Barf can breathe in space. I know
Everyone
they
can,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know they just don't put any thought of it, but I was like, what the fuck is that?
Again, that's like a Star Wars thing. Like everyone just walks in their spaceships. Like no one has to worry
well,
about
in a
gravity.
spaceship, that's fine. Like that can make sense. There's a gravity thing in there that they can just walk. There's something on where they're just doing it. They're,
Artificial gravity
yeah,
machine.
Yeah. I mean, it's in other
alright.
movies. Let's just go with that, right? Let's just say there's artificial gravity. But
Well, it's either one, you don't care.
Yeah.
2, you just say, oh, there's an artificial gravity machine.
Right.
Or 3, you have the spinning spaceship where you can walk and it's
Okay.
centrifugal force pushing you against the end.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's that. But then when they breathe in space, right? So in Acolyte, there's in the very first episode, I think I talked about that. There is fire. I was like, that doesn't make sense unless space in this universe, it's not a vacuum. But like anything I've ever seen where there's space, there's
Yeah, but
an
there's oxygen
understanding.
in the ship.
That's
and
fine.
That burns.
But like that's fine. This is outside the ship, and
But there's an explosion, right? And then
I don't know. Really?
I don't know how fucking.
I don't either. But
Zero-
my thought is this. Okay, fine. If you're gonna have flames in space, that means there's oxygen, right? That means you can breathe in space, right? But these people in Acolyte were wearing helmets.
I don't know.
You need to, in order to
What
have
was
fire,
exploding?
you need oxygen, right?
What was exploding?
The spaceship.
Was it an explosion or were they using like a flamethrower in space?
No, it was there. Something happened with the ship, and there was a fire with the ship on the external part of the
Okay.
ship. And unless it was an oxygen tank, that there was a spark, and then it
Stir
created
the
the fire.
tanks.
Okay, well, you know what? Look, I don't know the lore of Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Because there's only one fucking movie.
Both of us don't know a goddamn thing about rocket science.
No.
Or fucking...
What, you don't?
How flames react in a fucking vacuum.
No. Let's see. That lift for the space car is a perfect fit. So when they were bringing up that Mercedes like car, like it fit that hole that they had lifting it up perfectly. So my thought was this: if they're using a tractor beam, which is slow as fuck, mind you, to bring them back in the ship, does every ship have to be that small, or is that like do you think that was a specific bay that they brought it in, BAE that is, that it would just fit that perfectly? So that took you way too long to get that.
I was like, that's how you spell that.
Yeah, the perfect bay.
I get it.
Hey, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Anyhow, because that was the robot hand one, right? Which had the robot hand, which made no fucking sense.
Did she have the robot hand?
I thought that was that one.
I she just had a. I thought she had just a ring on her finger.
But it looked like a robot, like hand, like.
I had to watch the video.
Okay, you shouldn't have to. I mean, it's you know what's interesting about Beyonce is that country album sucked dick.
It was not good.
It was not good.
I know people who love it. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Well, didn't you say Leslie liked it?
Yeah.
And that's now I don't trust Leslie with anything.
No.
I didn't before, but now it's even more so.
Definitely.
Like, maybe about trucks.
She's on the list now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wanted to ask Leslie about trucks or racing cars, absolutely. But about music, well, she likes. I know there is music that she likes that I like, not like the Deftones, but because that's garbage. I'm just kidding, Mike. I feel like your blood is boiling.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're clenching, lining up the ladies, your knuckles. I think I just need to listen to Deftones because what I've ever heard of them, it was like the song was already on or something like that, and I'm like, what is this garbage? And not like really giving them the time of day.
Yeah.
But I've done that with some bands that you've had me listen to, and I still don't like them. Like, what's someone we went to in San Diego?
Head Automatica.
Don't like that.
Okay.
Glassjaw, that's their other thing too.
Yeah.
Don't like that. But they're more, is that more like screamy type of shit?
Yeah. Glassjaw screamy.
And is Deftones like that?
Deftones has screaming.
Okay.
But they're a lot more atmospheric.
What does that mean? Like cloud, like explosions in the sky?
No, like and everyone gets mad like, oh, they're not shoegaze, but like kind of.
They're not what?
Shoegaze.
Okay.
The genre of music, but like a lot of keyboards, a lot of soundscapes. A lot of slow parts, and then there's rocky parts too. It's kind of that's the whole thing.
If you were gonna compare
chugga,
Deftones,
fucking calm verses, and then chugga choruses. Calm.
What's a chugga chorus?
Guitar chugga guitar parts. You never heard that term before? You're not a musician. You don't
I'm not. I'm barely a filmmaker.
That's. I mean, they don't do it exactly like that. Yeah. Oh, okay. I should have talked. Terrible music.
Horrible.
Then you would
horrible.
understand.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Well, what would you compare them
bad.
to? If there's another band that you can compare them to, what would it be?
To Deftones?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the thing. They're kind of like in their own genre. But, like...
You guys can't see this because we're not on a video, but I rolled my eyes so hard. Tina Fey, 30 Rock, roll your eyes hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can't compare it to anybody.
but... Okay, so like earlier you would compare them because they were kind of pushed in with like that new metal genre kind of thing. So you can go kind of, Cornish, I guess, if you want to do that.
Okay. I like Korn, right? but it's not that kind of music though.
No.
Because Korn is like, would you say that's metal?
It's new metal.
Okay. I like Korn.
Okay.
I like to eat elote. So, but yeah, I do like Korn. I just got to give him a chance.
You got to give him
just to listen to it. If I was going to listen to an album, like if you're going to say any album, what am I going to listen to get a good feel for who Deftones are?
For you now, I would start with, I guess the default answer is always White Pony because that's like their most famous.
Is that their first album?
No, it's their third album.
Okay.
But a lot of their recent stuff has been really good. So I would go either White Pony, Diamond Eyes, or Koi no Yokan.
So I'm not going to remember any of that besides White Pony because I want to listen to Genuine and, and fucking jump on it.
It's just a white dude singing pony.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Because like what was the other band? If you were going to suggest for Kendrick Lamar, if someone were to say, hey, what should I listen to Kendrick Lamar to get a feel of his music? Would you say Pimp a Butterfly?
Oh, the album. Yeah, of course.
Would you say, okay, you wouldn't say Damn?
Yeah.
That was probably, I would say that's probably his biggest like album. I think
you had the more like singles hits,
right.
I'd say.
Well, DNA.
Maybe. Yeah.
You have Humble for sure. But then he also had some stuff on even like the Black Panther album, or yeah, he did. Yeah, he had some stuff on there. So to Run the Jewels, but
then Good Kid, Mad City too. Like Swimming Pool's probably his most famous.
Drank. Yeah, I get that. Well, like To Pimp a Butterfly they had
King Kunta.
Yeah. King Kunta. And he played that. Did you watch any of the Amazon thing?
Which thing?
His performance that he did last week?
Oh, yeah.
IKEA? Okay.
It was on Amazon?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Live stream on Amazon, and I was like, fuck, I missed it. But then it was on YouTube, 4 minutes later. And I watched it on there, and Dr. Dre came out, and then he had Schoolboy Q. It was good. But like, I was like, where the fuck is this? Because like, people are so close. And I was like, they're at the Forum? Kia? And I was like, wow, is that place just that small? That it's just like, or maybe the stage is so close? But shit, like they were like right there.
Yeah, well, that stage was so big and it was right in the middle of the
long too.
Yeah, of the pit area. Those people are just right on the outside.
Yeah,
so that makes sense.
They look good though. Very very personal. And he did 6 times. I'm not fond of this, but he did 6 times Not Like Us. Because you get to the part where he say minor, and he's like, all right, we're doing that again. And like and I heard that Jay-Z and Kanye did Ninjas in Paris like 15, 20 times in a row. I was like, that's disgusting.
That's too much.
That is too much. I understand it was a big hit, but like, fuck, man, that's just too much. I could see 3 like encores of the same song, but not 6, not 15, not 20. Like that's just
play it
too
early, play it in the middle, and then play it again at the end.
Maybe it's an encore.
Yeah.
Come back out because people are just gonna be hyped still and fucking get out. So let's see. My next note is Ludicrous Speed. We already talked about that. We also talked about then the when, who, and now bit. So the Jawas in Star Wars were dicks because they were scavengers.
Okay.
So they're
surviving.
They are, yes. They're surviving,
inhospitable place,
but they're also very angry. Like if you remember from Mandalorian, like they're just attacking because he's trying to get his ship back because they like tore up his ship.
Yeah.
And he's like disintegrating some. Oh no, it wasn't those. It was the Raiders is what he was like eviscerating, like blowing them up. But which he stopped using that gun, which bummed me out because he'd have to load like one at a time and just to blow someone. They turn into like meat salsa, but the Jawas are fucking dicks because they're just scavenging your vehicle. You'll leave it. Hey, I'm just gonna go.
What are these guys called in this movie?
I don't know. I don't think they ever said it, but it just led to Yogurt,
right?
Which is Mel Brooks on his knees, and which looking at him in this higher def, like it was kind of upsetting to see him with the makeup and the color contrast from his mouth to this in his eyes. I was like, oh, something's not right here. And
but it's
I get it.
They're not expecting 4K fucking 30, 40 years later.
Yeah. But like everybody looks pretty solid. But Mel Brooks in this movie is probably already 60. Like fuck. No, he wasn't. He couldn't have been
50 something.
Yeah, 50. But like shit.
Yeah.
He did not look the best.
One thing I did love was we're like, I'm Yogurt. You're like, oh, of course we know you're Yogurt. He's like, oh my God, Yogurt. He's like, you hoy to me? It's the way he says it just makes me good.
Right. Well, I mean, who'd have thought? Yeah. Fuck, whatever he is.
Merchandising.
Yeah.
So good.
Let's see. The mirror under the ship. So did you notice when?
Yeah.
Because they did that in Star Wars too. Yeah. But you can clearly see it, and I was like, I don't know if they're deliberate with that for you to see it. Probably.
You kind of get a pass in a movie like this. Like, oh, we're just kind of making fun of it.
A spoof, parody, yeah. Let's see here. So you and I talked about it a little before we started recording, but the partially problematic joke, but still very funny when the president told them to comb the desert, and they're using a literal comb.
Yeah.
But then it goes to the black, like I was gonna say stormtroopers, but whatever, and they're using a pick.
Yeah.
Because they're black guys, and they're like, what did they say? Like, we ain't find shit.
Yeah.
But like that's
like, how are you guys doing with that? Man, we ain't found shit.
Yeah. But like
literally one of my favorite jokes of all time in any movie ever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones too is in Blazing Saddles, where he's like, "Good day, ma'am," and she's like, "Up yours," and just to his face, and just
that's the thing. Like Mel Brooks does not give a fuck.
He doesn't.
He's aware of the difference in races, and he's not afraid to point out the racism.
On the nose.
Yeah,
on the nose. But you would know that he's doing this out of obviously the joke, but he's in on.
Yeah,
and obviously everybody doing it is in on. But at the same time, it's like kind of the joke of it. And it's just so enjoyable.
Yeah.
But it's slightly problematic, but at the same time... But
is it?
But for who he is, you're going into this movie knowing his humor, right?
But for who? Not for you.
No,
Have you heard anyone ever complain about it?
You know what, Mike? It's not about what I haven't heard.
Yeah.
It's more or less
You're making it problematic.
I can
You're
make
saying
many
it
things problematic. Oh, so because I'm bringing it up, I'm bringing it to light, so it's my fault.
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, I'm making it racist. Let's see here. Imagine if the little dudes took him to a blood orgy. Like, as they think, oh, come with us. And then there's just fucking, it made me think of South Park. Because
Gotcha.
the animals are having like the blood orgy and they're sacrificing and things. But I can only imagine these little tiny people and they're just all banging. Like in the movie Caligula or something like that. Like, oh, God, that movie's rough. Spaceballs lunchbox had a transformer on it.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was a what is that called when they
Gaff?
the foresight of it, or when it's something they do now, but then it doesn't pay off until later. Because
okay.
remember the spaceship turned into a giant like maid.
Yeah.
And it was like it's a transformer, but there was a transformer on that lunchbox. Let's see why.
Oh, foreshadow.
Foreshadow.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
What did I say? Foresight. Close enough.
Oh, I didn't notice. Oh, so it had the cleaning lady.
It was either a clean lady or an actual like fucking Optimus Prime on there.
Oh, okay,
but there was
gotcha.
a transformer
Okay,
on one
that's
of
funny.
those things. Why was he training Lone Star? Where in any way was he like?
Because he's
hey,
the Luke, he's like the Luke and the Han
Right.
in the movie.
But he's like, out of nowhere, he's like, "We got to finish your training." And I was like, "When did they talk about his training?"
Yeah.
Unless
I mean,
there's
maybe there was a scene where they cut. I don't know. Who knows?
yeah. Well, this movie's only an hour 40. Like,
It's very short.
yeah. Let's see here. Why did Yogurt have to say the words and use the Schwartz? Okay, yeah. So when they dropped when Lone Star dropped the statue of Yogurt onto Barf, that he took the ring real quick and he's like, blah 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 blah.
Oopsie daisy, oopsie daisy,
Yeah,
oopsie daisy.
and then he listed. So I was like, well, is that how the Schwartz works? Do you have to talk, or is it like a?
Why are you pointing out like movie
I'm
tropes?
just asking
Like,
you.
You know the reason.
I'm just asking
because
you.
later the reveal is like, oh, you don't actually need the ring to because the Schwartz
use
is
it?
in you.
Yeah.
He literally tells him that.
But-
so he can't do it earlier because then he would know like, oh, I don't actually need the ring to use the Schwartz.
But then the Schwartz is also the ring is the lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's just the lightsaber. That's all that thing is.
yeah. Technically, yes.
You know, I don't like this movie anymore. I'm gonna
right.
go ahead and go back on this. This is just shit.
I just don't understand like the point of nitpicking every little
I'm not
bit.
nitpicking. I'm just asking, like, okay, what is your take on that? Because I don't remember them talking about it. But yes,
But it's obvious. It's a screenplay device.
the door closing on helmet. I laughed pretty hard at that.
I love it so
That's
much.
so good.
Every little bit.
Yeah.
Hitting his hitting his head.
Yeah.
It falling down.
Yeah.
The coffee drinking. Like every little thing. Can't breathe in this thing. He's just angry from the beginning.
Yeah.
He might be my favorite character.
Okay.
Even the looking at like when they explain the plot like real quick.
Yeah. Everybody get that?
You get that? Like his fucking angry
the,
face.
the
like
scowl.
fucking dumbass.
You fucking better get this, you son of a bitch. Hitler as Princess, it looked like Hitler, right? With a cigar in his mouth and stuff like that. He's like, you didn't get them, you got their stunt doubles. And that was the only scene with that one Admiral guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting too.
Tobolowsky? Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was in Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's good shit. I like him. But he recently passed away, I think, too.
Ooh, did he really?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
sucks.
Unfortunately. R.I.P. Rest in paradise. Okay, so what other notes do you have about this movie?
John Candy, like he's just so lovable. He's so funny. Even the tail bits, like just hitting
yeah,
him in the head
yeah.
all the time. Like
Yeah.
God, I love
the
it
hair
so
that he's
much.
pulling out of his mouth or whatever.
The
Yeah.
dancing. I didn't realize he's eating out of a dog food bowl.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I was growing up, I used to think it was a bucket of chicken.
That's
for
what I
some
thought
reason.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, it probably says his name on there.
Yeah.
I think it does say barf on there.
I do like that he also says, anytime I start eating or whatever it is, like once I start eating, that's when he needs the help. And then he takes up another thing of food and it's the fucking dog bones. Or the milk bones?
Milk bones,
Milk
yeah.
bones, yeah. So I stopped taking notes after the stunt double part because I was just enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
So we both enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
What else do you have to say about this besides enjoying it?
I mean, the beginning shit. What did we talk about that already? The end with like it's so silly. It's so stupid. The end with the bear, like trying to get into the escape pods.
Yeah.
Like, God, Mel Brooks is so funny as the president. Like it's
Why didn't anybody tell me my ass looked this big? Just so good.
every little bit, every little stupid joke, like to this day, because I haven't seen it in I don't know how many years. But every one still made me laugh.
In bed with the
ass,
twins.
The twins.
And he comes out with the bed or
Yeah.
with the book and it's upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good shit.
The like helmet hitting his head on everything. The colonel that's with him all the time, like everything comes out of his mouth is funny. The only one that doesn't really land for me is like the Kafka joke, like certain metamorphosis, go Kafka, and like they like pause, like, okay, we get it, you're smart. That's always like everyone's like go-to smart joke. It's like a Metamorphosis Kafka joke, but whatever.
I don't. What other movies have that been in?
Well, anytime anyone ever mentions like something weird, going like, oh, it's very Kafka-esque. That's like your go-to thing to make you seem smart. It's whatever.
My go-to thing to make me seem smart is just to be funny. Because people typically associate humor with smart, which is interesting.
So you're fooling them.
Yeah, very much. I am. It's all just a ploy. Like there's no intelligence in here at all. So, what else do you have? Because I was gonna say like, what movie are we watching next? Because we haven't talked about that still. We do this every fucking time.
Terrible.
But what other notes do you have?
Well, seeing as I forgot my notebook, I have none.
Okay, perfect.
We have that going for.
So we both enjoyed that movie, Mike. You liked it probably more than I. I love this movie. I love Spaceballs.
I love it with all my heart.
Okay.
So silly.
So the next movie is a very close parallel to what this movie is like. So we're watching.
Because this starts with S and that one starts with T.
Exactly. That's probably the closest thing about it. So we are going to do which movie, Mike?
Steven Soderbergh's Traffic.
Would you say he's the one that introduced different colors, different filters for Mexico to do like the?
I think that's what everyone thinks of when they think of it.
Yeah. So
it's so stark in this movie. So yeah,
it is. So the Traffic stars Michael Douglas, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Don Cheadle, my man Benicio del Toro.
Hell yeah.
Dennis Quaid, Louis Guzman, Stephen Burr, Benjamin Bratt, James Brolin, Erika Christianson, Clifton Collins Jr., Miguel Ferreira.
All right, we get it.
Albert Finnelly, Topher Grace, Amy Irving, Thomas Millian, D.W. Buffett.
What's the girl's name?
Which one?
The teenage daughter?
I thought that was Erika Christianson.
There you go.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
No, you
Wasn't
didn't.
Sandra Bullock in this? Oh, no, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of...
Crash.
Yeah, Crash. Okay. So Traffic is available on Netflix, and it's 2 hours and 30 minutes, just about. We've both seen that movie, but it's been a long... I haven't seen it since I probably saw it last time.
Oh, wow.
Which was
that means
likely
nothing.
with you.
That means nothing. What does that mean?
Oh, well, like when
you
it came
haven't
out.
seen it since the last time you saw it. That's literally what you just said.
No, I think...
Damn it, Bernice!
God damn you, Bernice! What is it? They are disqualified because blah, 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 and low-grade beaver tranquilizer. And she's all furry and has like the buck teeth. Anyway, if you want to recommend a movie for Michael and I to watch, you can suggest it at specrapular@gmail.com. And again, next movie's it's called Traffic. It's available on Netflix. And so, Mike, why don't you go ahead? Oh, I keep always fucking forgetting to say this. Special thanks to Luis for doing our intro music. He's done the last two. No, did he? He's done a few seasons for our intro music.
Yes. Well, he did the intro music itself, and then he recorded the song for us, the past two songs.
Correct. Yes, he has. And like I told you, Mike, and I think Luis, if you listen to the episodes, because I know Jordan doesn't, is that I do want to do the next season as like potentially a rap. Likely it will not go well. But if you want to listen to Luis's music, it's Instagram at Breath in Stereo or Breathe in Stereo. Breath. I think it's Breath because there's an E at the end.
Okay.
Breathe is no E. Breath. Ooh. I just flummoxed myself.
Breath or breathe with an E. That's all we need to know.
Yeah. Look, you're either breathing or you're breathing. And it's breathe with an E and then in stereo. So go listen to Luis's music. He also he puts his Spotify playlist together too. So he typically does seasons. He does summers. He's doing winters. He's doing falls. Mike, what's your favorite season?
To live in? Springtime.
Okay.
But I like the idea of New York in fall, wearing a nice cool jacket.
Dude, I love wearing a coat. I love a bomber jacket, as you're aware. I like a pea coat a lot, like double breasted. I like boobs.
Boots.
Oh, I love boots.
Yeah.
Because they're made for walking, typically. Yeah. I love a good Chelsea. I used to hate Chelseas, but I've come around to them. Those little worker boots have that little curve around the front, like that little like you know how the boot you're looking for work, they have that like certain cut at the top, like not like a moccasin, but sort of.
Yeah.
I like
moccasin
that.
with the wedge sole.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, I like the way that looks too. But I don't wear jeans enough anymore to really pull off some nice cool brown boots.
Why do you have to wear jeans?
I mean, I'm not gonna wear slacks with that. What am I, some kind of deviant? Don't answer that. So anyway, Mike, why don't you go ahead and take us away?
You are listening to Specrapular, and we watch Spaceballs. with all our friends. Are they our friends? Yeah, and
Definitely not Megan.
we had a great time with our buddy Mel Brooks and Rick Moranis and John Candy and Bill Pullman and Daphne Zuniga and Joan Rivers. And we are done with the episode, and we will stop soon until Brandon gets angry. But I'm going to keep going, see how long before we cut the episode short, because we have to go eat dinner because we're hungry. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, so you couldn't go forever. I was gonna.
I can keep going.
That's what she said.